Yo guys, welcome to the video. So my name is Josh, or Milky, as I'm calling game. It's what I go by in games. And basically, this is going to be the first video on my channel. Welcome to the channel. I don't know how frequently I'm going to be uploading, but as I'm doing some pretty cool stuff this league, I thought I'd go into it just in the video, give some people a bit of information that maybe they don't have from people running it so far. Maybe people aren't sharing what's going on. Basically, I've been running Ritual, and I'm on a bit of a mission to determine just how profitable it is. It's a very difficult thing to do. It requires a lot of maps to be run. It's a lot of investment. But I currently have the appetite to do it. And the idea behind it is I'm going to try and get 10 documented mirrors and see what the data says. And by that, what I mean is I've already had 4, but I've only documented the drops for 2 of them so far. In between, I've actually seen 5, but yeah. I didn't have enough tribute to defer one of them. I have a rule where I want to have at least 2,500 tribute after the last reroll, and the mirror was 2,800 to defer. So, F in the chat. But you know, now I've changed that, and I have 3K for every last reroll now, and hopefully that means I'll never miss out on another one. It's a very sad moment, but you know, shit happens. We move on. So yeah, basically, in this video, I'm going to go over basically the journey from starting the documenting of the loot to the first mirror. The results from this one were incredibly lucky. Actually took me 15 maps. Yeah, it's very lucky on this one. This is far beyond average in my experience. From the 2 that I had prior to this, I got the first in 28 maps. The one that I had after that took me 308. And then obviously this one took me 15. So, and I'll go into the amount of maps it took for the second and then third when I get second and third. From this point on, the first means the first documented, second documented, in future videos. But this video is basically just an introduction to what's going on, what I'm doing, and what happened with Mirror 1. So as you can see here, 15 maps. The cost to run these maps in Exalts was 27.75. Yeah, so the cost of maps is calculated here. Basically, 11 chaos per atoll. When you split the costs of the 2 sextants, of the 2 unique watchstones you use over 12 maps, it's 14 chaos. Sextants, it's about 4 chaos when you split it over the 4 maps you can use them for. And the vessels, obviously, making up the bulk of the cost, 240C per map, which is quite daunting for some people. Which I'll go into and explain, who should be doing this. When we go into kind of the averages of how long you can expect to go without getting a mirror, because we have some info from the previous league. I didn't play the last league, so I can't speak too much to that, but things I've heard and stuff like that. So typically, from what I've heard, it's about 400 ritual pages before you get a mirror per mirror. That's the average. It's kind of consistent with what I've had so far. 28 for the first one, 300 for the next, 15 for the one after that. We're just shy of 100 there, right? Slightly over, but not far off. And I will say that the data from the ones after this, Mirror 2, it aligns quite well with the per 100 pages, per 400 pages, or 100 maps. Now, there is a huge amount of variance in this. If you are getting one every 400 pages, that leaves a lot of room for there to be tons of maps where you're not seeing any mirrors. You can go on streaks where 56% is not a huge. It's nothing too shabby, right? 56% of the map covered just from the drops means that you can pay twice as much on. You can pay like 2 mirrors worth of vessels before getting a mirror. Makes you break even, which is good because that's a lot of maps, and it puts you in the situation where you're getting quite unlucky if you're not getting a mirror by that point. Now, as for who should be doing this, if you don't have like 2 or 3 mirrors to start off with, then I would say not to do this, because don't do this long term, right? Because unless you're going to commit the time to do all the maps, to do all the trades, to lose all the money, you can potentially go broke doing this, right? So unless you're willing to rip your league, or at least all your currency, then I would not recommend doing this because it's very possible. You can go a lot of maps. Someone who is part of a Discord server that I'm in, I think it's QDog's Discord, a streamer called Goomba, he went 800 maps without a mirror, which is, quite a lot of money. Well, we can see what that would equate to, right? 800? Didn't do it, hang on. I think it'll do on this one. Yeah, so 1,480 exalts. 6 mirrors, basically. I'll give you a little sneak peek into the results from that one, but that one's not finished yet. We haven't hit the third documented mirror yet. So yeah, this is not for this for someone that has 50 exalts lying around. You might get lucky, but realistically, if you're playing by the numbers, you're not going to get a mirror in that time. You're just going to lose what looks to be about half of your 50 exalts, right? You can have fun along the way. Like there's something to be said about the fact that this is just a fun thing to do in the game. Personally, for me, it's the most fun content I've done because I hate all the, like for example, Valdos. I hate all the clicks. It's just so annoying. Heist, I don't know, waiting around for the doors, and you're like putting scraps together to make an exalt, and yeah, you're gonna make exalts, but it's all the little things, and I don't like that. I like the one big bang of currency, like it feels good. And with the rituals, at the end of every map, I don't know, you get to take out exalts, you get to take out divines, ancient orbs, six links, the big resonators, cool uniques. You don't really have to loot anything either. It's just like, it's really chill. You just get to blast the map, and then at the end you go, all right, what did I get? And that's really cool. That's like a really fun way to map. So as of right now, as I said, the plan is to go to 10 and see where we're at in terms of how much of the map is covered on average over those 10 mirrors, however many that takes. Hopefully around 1,000 maps. That will be inside the predicted average. Obviously, this 10 is quite a low amount still. It's not going to be like a definitive, this is how many maps you need to do before you get a mirror. But it's a fairly decent amount, right? So this is how many vessels I got right now. I'm constantly buying them, 60C per. And let's go over what makes up the bulk of, the money you're going to make back. Blizzard crowns are a huge part of that. The fact that you're using 2 watchstones means that basically every Blizzard crown is about 12x because they can be split, and then when they're split, they sell for 6x each, which is awesome. You get quite a few of them. Probably like 1 every 20 maps, in my experience, you get a Blizzard crown, which is... So if we did 20 maps and we got 1 Blizzard crown, 20 maps is, about 38 exalts, roughly, 36 maybe. 1 Blizzard crown makes up a third of that on its own, so it's equivalent to a mirror shard in terms of value. Like, I've had more Blizzard crowns than mirror shards, but they're the same value. It's so weird. Like, you get a mirror shard and you're super excited, and you're like, and you get a Blizzard crown and you're not really excited, but you get the same amount of currency. I don't know, it's a really weird farm, but it's really cool to do. Stack decks, you get loads of these. It's very valuable. I just bust mine open, but for the sake of understanding how much value you could potentially get from them, I've just calculated in the raw value of the stack deck itself. Obviously, you're going to get loads of different things. You get a lot of these resonators that sell quite well in bulk. I would recommend selling everything in bulk all the time because you're going to get more. If you can just go without selling anything for 500 maps, then all the I take all the scarabs, I take all the fossils. You're just going to be able to sell them for so much. I'm sorry about the trades. Hang on, I'll put on D&D. So, yeah, there's not much more to say to it than that for the first one. I'll put a video out with him for the next one that'll come tomorrow. Right now, I'm streaming basically all the maps. I ran just over 100 today. I think I ran 120 today. I'm gonna have another tab set up for tomorrow. I need to buy all the watchstones, and yeah, it's really fun. It's a really fun way to spend your time in the game. There's not many clicks. It's just chill. You just blast through a map, and at the end of it, you see if you got lucky or not. It's essentially it. But do not do this if you do not have the capital to start it. You need at least a mirror or 2. I'd say even 3, just in case you get super unlucky. Because if you're bothered by that kind of stuff, it's going to tilt you. If you start getting mad every time you hit rerolls and there's no mirror there, then this is not for you. You have to go into this expecting to lose, I'd say. Unless you're going to do map after map. Because some people, as I say, I did 120 maps today. Some people can do 10, 20 after work or something like that. So for those people, this isn't for you. it's just not going to be fun for you because it's going to be weeks in between mirrors, and you're just going to be losing money day in day out until then. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Stay tuned for more updates in terms of the the journey and see where we get to. I'm sorry if this was a bit rambly or if I'm not too coherent. I'm quite tired, and this is obviously my first video. I'm not used to speaking at a camera. But yeah, if you want to check me out, check out like the maps themselves. They're quite, I'm not gonna say boring, but it's just me blasting through a map in about 40 seconds and then being sad about the ritual page. If you want to see that on repeat, then my stream will be on the bottom. But yeah, thanks guys, and I'll see you next one.